Multiplying polynomials is like finding area and then adding those areas together, aka combining like terms. The number of terms in each parentheses determines the number of rectangles going across and down. So most of what we'll look at in this class are 2 by 2, or a binomial times a binomial. So I'm going to draw my generic rectangle that has 2 rectangles going across and 2 down. So I put 4x minus 1 on the top and 5x plus 2 on the side. Now I could have reversed these and I should get the same exact answer. So what I'm going to do is find the little tiny areas of each of these rectangles. So I'm going to multiply 5x times 4x, and that gives me 20x squared, and that's the area of that first little rectangle. Then 5x times negative 1, that would be negative 5x. Then I'll do 2 times 4x, that would be 8x. And 2 times negative 1, which would be negative 2. And now I'm going to write these terms outside of my box and use that to combine like terms. Now, eventually you'll be able to do it without writing these terms down. Notice I usually will have these 2 terms in the middle that I can combine. So my final area and my final answer would be 20x squared plus 3x minus 2. Once again, I have another 2 by 2, binomial times a binomial. Doesn't matter which side I put the 3x plus 7 on. Now notice there's a special pattern that's going to be right here because I have the same first term, same last term. All that's different is the sign in between. So let's see what happens when I multiply these. So I have 3x times 3x, that would be 9x squared. I have 3x times 7, that's positive 21x. I have negative 7 times 3x, that's negative 21x. And finally, I have negative 7 times positive 7, negative 49. 9x squared plus 21x minus 21x minus 49. Notice what happens this time is these middle terms cancel out. So I'm left with just 9x squared minus 49. What's different about this problem? This problem has both x's and y's, but we'll do it exactly the same. Wow, that was a really beautiful rectangle right there. So 3x minus y and x plus 4y. So multiply the top left. X times 3x is 3x squared. Don't freak out when I have 2 variables. We're just going to squish stuff together. So x times negative y is just negative 1 xy. Literally, just squish them. Then I have 4y times 3x. So take the numbers. 3 times 4 is 12. Squish together your variables. xy. And last, I have 4y times negative y. That would be negative 4y squared. When I'm combining like terms with things that have 2 variables, I'm looking for having the same variables to the same exponents. So in this problem, similar to the other ones, I can combine these middle terms into positive 11xy. I'll bring down everything else. 3x squared plus 11xy minus 4y squared. Going to the right, I changed up this one by putting it in, quote, the wrong order, where I have the x going last. But it doesn't really change anything. We're just going to write it just as I see it. 4 minus x, and then 2x plus 5. So 2x times 4 is 8x. 2x times negative x is negative 2x squared. 5 times 4 is 20. And then 5 times negative x is negative 5x. So when I write this outside of my rectangle or outside of my box, it's kind of in a weird order. It's not in standard form. So I'm going to move stuff around as I put it in standard form. So negative 2x squared, my squared term goes first. Then I have an 8x minus 5x, that would give me positive 3x. And then bring down my plus 20. And the last one that I have is 2x minus 3 quantity squared. So what you want to think of here is we have a square. What does it mean to have a square? It means that both sides, or all sides, are the same. So if I'm trying to find area, I need to multiply those two sides, the length and width, together. So when I see something squared, that means I draw a square and I write that same length on both sides. So 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times negative 3 is negative 6x. Negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x. And negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. We'll write our terms outside. 4x squared minus 6x minus 6x plus 9. Another situation where our middle terms can be combined. So that's a minus 12x plus 9. The end. So the key is that we're going to use our terms in parentheses. One is my length and one is my width. We multiply to get to the inside, and then we're going to add those individual areas together.